Hello guys, this is Marius and it's my second video and my first video in English. I started this video blog just to make a new medium where I could explain my ideas, talk about LGBT stuff, about my life, and maybe improve LGBT situation in general. So if you have any questions about how it all goes here in this country, or you need some specific information, please ask, subscribe, or share this video. So what did I do in the first video? I simply told my story, how I realized I was homosexual and how I came out to my closest people. And over one night it got so much attention. I was publicized in major Lithuanian news sites, which was so shocking, and I felt really strange, but I got so much support, so I'm happy about it. So I decided to tell my story in English. So, of course, like almost all of us, the majority of us, since I was a child, I knew that I was different, that the things I like, some of them they were boyish, other things were girlish, and the other ones were just neither girlish nor boyish, and I always was the odd guy. I was popular, I had friends when I was small, and I was thinking about the future I would have, about my wife and beautiful kids. Then I got a bit closer to myself. I didn't have many friends when I was a teenager, and I started dating. I had some girls, some girls I really liked and I thought I loved, but there was nothing sexual. It was all only very platonic. And when I was 15, I found this sexual side of my life, of myself, and I realized that all those years I haven't felt anything sexual to girls, and I started questioning, what do I like? Is it possible that I like guys? And of course it was difficult at the beginning to be able even to consider this, because the media has made such a bad image about homosexual people. And even when I was 14 years old, I had an exercise book of ethics where I had to list things I tolerate and things I don't. And on this list of things I don't tolerate was homosexuality. I never knew anyone of this sexuality, and even nobody I would suspect. So it's just newspapers and TV shows that made me think that they are creepy. So we had this new world wonder which is called internet, where I started looking for information. So I read articles, and I even met online I met some people, and then I realized that probably it's me, and it's my path. So it didn't took very long for me to realize that I'm homosexual and I'm not gonna have a wife or take girlfriends just to my parents. I never did this. So the first person I came out to was my best friend, and I really wanted to tell her on my trip to Vilnius, but um, I know that she already knew. I just wanted to say to her, and she just changed the topic. She didn't want to talk to me, so later we had this conversation on the internet. Yeah, then I think some other people got to know, but I was not really friends with them until I told to my other best friend, who we were at the same school, and she had no idea I was homosexual. It was so strange because, when we are listening to some crazy music, we're dancing, we are doing such a stupid things, and you see him, it's so obvious. You would know this person is homosexual, but I guess it's just obvious for homosexuals themselves. So yeah, and also my sister, she was in the United States, and I decided we were exchanging emails, and in one email I told her that I'm going to a date. Then she asked me who the date was with, and I said I met some guy and I pretty like him. And she said, well, I already knew you were homosexual and I was just waiting for you to come out. It was so easy, and then I thought, well, you could have told me, you could have brought this conversation. Well, but I just love her. And the most difficult part, of course, was my parents, because I thought I would never dare to tell them until I met this guy. He was my first boyfriend. I was already 18 years old, and he was my first guy I dated. He was from another city, so he visited me. At first we would meet somewhere in the city center just to go for a walk, and then he started coming to my place. We were watching films, having lunch. I introduced him to my parents. They got along very well, and my parents even allowed him to stay overnight, which was like wow, because he was probably the first person I was allowed to take to spend the night in our place. Of course, I told them it's my friend from the internet. My parents don't know anything about internet and making friends there, so they were happy that I have a friend. And I really felt that having a boyfriend is a very, very good chance to come out. Then I went to Vilnius to study, and I thought, well, maybe I don't need to come out. I can live my life and not to tell anything to my parents. But it was so difficult, and I felt so stupid making stories, because my relationship with my parents was very open and close, and just telling them lies about things I do, about my friends, I really hated the feeling. So I realized that I have to tell them whatever their reaction is. I just need to be honest. So I left a letter, a handwriting letter, explaining things, and I also bought a book about homosexuality through a scientific perspective. Yeah, and I left it, and I was in a party, and I knew that they were reading it at the moment. I couldn't breathe, I couldn't have fun at all. I was just sitting and thinking about their reaction. Yeah, the feeling was really bad, I would say. Then I found a missed call, and then my mom sent me a message saying that she still loves me. Of course, the story might be much longer, but I will leave it for the next time. Hope you enjoyed. Please ask questions. I'm always happy to reply, and maybe it will be a topic for my next video. So, see you. Goodbye.